Welcome to day 22 of our Lent Reflections series, Going Deeper. And this is the final day this week. We're going to look at love. Yesterday, I spoke about the community of Acts and the love they show to one another. The love we are called to show people can seem impossible to do. But this kind of community, this kind of love is possible. It's enabled by the Holy Spirit, and we are each graciously given a role to play. Like those first Christians, we can gather together to, in Wesley's words, watch over one another in love. Let's go back to the passage I read from yesterday, 1 Corinthians 13, where Paul explains that if I do or speak or give, but I don't have love, I'm nothing, I gain nothing. In verse 4, he explains what love is. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonour others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Love never fails. When I read these verses, I can recall many times where I failed at this list. And often I would berate myself and tell myself to try harder. However, I've learned that if we're going to grow in love, it won't come from trying harder or relying on ourselves. We've got to learn from Jesus and pursue a deeply intimate relationship with God through prayer and worship. We'll need to dig into the Bible to gain knowledge about walking in love, and we'll need to learn to look to and depend on His life in us. When we do this, love will become an overflow of His goodness in our lives. In Acts 16, Paul and Silas demonstrate this when they're stuck in prison. And in verse 25, we read, about midnight, Paul and Silas were praying and singing hymns to God. Even in difficulty, they worshipped and prayed because they loved God and they knew He loved them. This is why we are looking at going deeper, because when we dig into and invest in our relationship with God, this has a huge impact, not only in our own growth and development, but also on those around us, the believing community, our church family, but also those who are yet to meet with Jesus. We get to show them the love of God, a love that far surpasses anything they have ever known. Love can hurt. When you love somebody and they let you down, that can hurt. When you love somebody and you have to watch them suffer, that can hurt. When you love somebody and they betray you, that can hurt. We're called to love in all of those circumstances. And Jesus models that love. He loves the Father. And He loves us, His brothers and sisters. And He sacrificed His life for each one of us. Even though at the time we were still sinners. That's what it says in the Word. We're called to love our enemies and do good to those who harm us, or to do good to those who hurt us. And we're called to forgive those who wrong us. And that's not easy. Love isn't easy. But it is possible, because all things are possible.